everyone, it's Diane. Merry Christmas. Are you getting ready? Are you ready? I'm close. So, I know it's been a minute or so, but I did manage to get my Christmas cards all made and sent out, and I had about almost 60 of those, and I had an order for baby shower invitations. So I got all of those made and got those to my friend in time for her to get those sent out. So I've been busy in addition to all of our Christmas prep, baking and wrapping, and I have a few things left to wrap. I'm still hoping one thing gets here in the mail. I don't know. Fingers are crossed. So I hope you're getting all of your preparations underway and you can relax over the weekend and just enjoy being with your loved ones. So, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever season you are celebrating right now. I wish you all the peace and love that you can find, and in the new year, everything wonderful. So let's get on to making some cards. I had some littles bring me Christmas gifts in Sunday school yesterday, so I need some thank yous. I don't know, you guys send out thank you notes for stuff? Certain people, if I'm exchanging gifts and I have a group that I'm exchanging with, I don't usually send a written thank you afterwards, but, for the kids, first of all, I think it's important for them to remember that we do need to say thank you and be grateful for the things that we have, right? So every once in a while I do have somebody out there. I got to do a get well card too. I forgot a friend of mine had a procedure done, and she's doing okay. She just came out of surgery, and I want to get a thank you to her. So, thank you notes. Okay, I'm going to start off with some Night of Navy Christmas cards. How about just some Night of Navy cardstock? This is Stampin' Up's Night of Navy. And the paper that I'm using, this is, and I don't know if I can say the name right. I don't know if it's Maja. I don't really know. It says paper made in Sweden. I was trying to find the cover page of this one, and I use it every once in a while. I really like the designs. I have a package of Vintage Romance. And where'd the cover go? This is, I wanted something not Christmassy, yet wintry. Good grief, I had it on top. See, I took all my papers out and cut them, and then I put everything back together crooked. And I don't know that you can get these specific paper packs, but I know they still have paper, and their designs are beautiful. I think this one was called Vintage Frost. So I found some pretty designs in there that I thought would look nice on the Night of Navy blue, and I just cut a bunch of those different designs out with a scallop die from here, a little packet. I used, let me see, this was the next to the largest, and then the one size down, scalloped dies, and this is out of Color and Contour by Stampin' Up. I'm using a mixture of all kinds of stuff today, so, and I think if you see fuzzies all over my sweater, I apologize. I was giving my little dog down there some hugs. So, and he's white, so I have white hair all over me. So I cut the larger scallop out of my design papers and the smaller scallop out of just white cardstock. I found a cute set that I have from Technique Tuesday with a pretty thank you font in it, and I know it's a horrible glare. I don't know how to not make it glare when it's still in the cello. And this was Chickadees, although dies were Chickadees. I don't know what the name of the set is. Oh, Chickadees. Isn't that just lovely? They're named the same thing. That's really helpful. And I've used these little birds before. I know I used this when I made my daughter-in-law's birthday card the one year. And they do have coordinating dies. I don't know if you can still find those or not, but I liked the thank you on there. since that's pretty much all that is going to be on the card, I'm going to let my paper do the work for me today. I don't need a lot of design. I don't need anything on the inside because I will put just a white insert in here so that I can write my personal thank you note to each. So I have some little elements that I found that I may decorate with. I had some iridescent snowflakes left over from Stampin' Up. I have pulled out all sorts of little blue gemstones and little elements, whatever I could find in blues. So if I need a little something on there, I think we got that covered. All right, but I want to show you how I get my stamp lined up. I'm using a Stamparatus. I know that this is very similar to a Misty, so you can use whatever stamp positioning tool you might have. But to line my font up so that I can just stamp these continuously and not keep playing around trying to line it up and stuff, I put my small scalloped panel inside my Stamparatus. I prefer having a little bit of a margin around mine because sometimes, depending on what stamps I'm using, I find that if I have it too close to the edge, I don't get a good impression. So I like my paper out away from my hinge edges a little bit. That's my personal preference. You could my preference. You can line it up right in the corner if you prefer, and then just it's always ready if you keep it in that same position. But I just have a little magnet corner there, and I put mine down. And then I have my little magnetic bars here to help hold it in place. I laid my thank you across my paper. Oh, this is not going to work. I gotta get rid of this ring light. Let's see. Will it work for this anyway so you're able to see? I lined the stamp up on my paper before I inked it. And then I took that little panel out. Then I'm going to ink up my greeting here and stamp it right on the grid paper. This is going to let me see if I have my greeting positioned straight, and that's pretty good. I think this one's meant to curve a little bit, but my H-A-N are all in line with my O and U, so I think I'm good with that. If not, now would be the chance that I would have to move my stamp set around and make sure I got everything straight before I put my cardstock in there. So now that we have that in there nice and straight, we can just stamp all of our little panels. I don't know if this is going to be too thick under here. Yeah, I need a little stamp set to put under my lid. Like I don't have a stamp set, right? Funny girl. There we go. That's just going to help me ink it up a little easier. Yeah, so I came up earlier and I was getting all my cardstock cut and stuff for this, and I heard the dogs moving around down there, so I went down to make sure everybody was doing okay, and realized when I was down there, I had a candle lit up here. I was a little panicky. I was waiting for them to get situated back all in their spots so I could get back up here and make sure I didn't burn the house down. That would have been probably really bad. And because I didn't have a nice clear impression the first time, by using this in a stamp positioner tool, I can ink it again and stamp it a second time. And it comes out nice and dark, nice vivid color. So I'm just gonna do this sort of assembly line style, or mask making, I guess. I remember when I was working before I retired, and we had a manager there, and the one thing that I learned from him that I use frequently when I'm doing things is his line. We worked in a processing department, so nothing got changed without being tested first. That was, I mean, it was all computers and stuff, and any of you who have worked with computers, you know that by changing any spec anywhere can just destroy everything you've been doing forever. So he always used to tell us variance equals risk. And that's true. So if you're trying to do something the same, like the thank you, and you have it set up and you just continue. Now, of course, if you want everything to be different, you wouldn't have to set it up in your thank you or in your in your Stamparatus. You could just stamp it if you wanted them to be some on the top of your panel, some on the bottom of your panel, some to the left, whatever. I want mine to be pretty much all the same though. So I don't even know when my last video was. I have been so busy. And I try in the mornings before I get started doing stuff, I try to get caught up on some of the other crafting channels that I watch on YouTube. And I don't even get to comment on them too much because I'm usually cooking or cleaning or doing something while I'm watching it. And so if any of them, if any of you ladies out there are those people that I'm always saying, liking, Merry Christmas to you too. Yep, I know those comments help. I just haven't had the time to add those. And then I don't know if I've talked to any of you or not, since I had to have a little procedure on my throat, and I didn't have a voice there for about 4 days, so we kind of didn't do any videos then, because I really was raspy, more than normal. Hopefully, as I'm all congested today, I was going to say hopefully I won't continue with that problem again for a while here, because it's not anything that I want to have done again too soon. So, here's hoping I can keep my voice nice and strong. Whoops. One on the floor. Oh yeah, I got my floor swept up here. I got my craft table all cleaned off on the other side, because the side that I usually use for my journals, I also use for wrapping, Christmas wrapping. Oop. That one needs a third one. I missed the middle there. That's better. And my son was planning on coming to wrap his gifts for Christmas too. So I figured I better get that table cleaned off. Thank goodness I did, because I was able to get my stuff done. And I actually ran the sweeper in here this morning to clean up all my paper messes all over there. The room looks like a new room. I can't believe it. I don't know when the last time was I had it this clean. Wipey. Need my stamp off. Yeah, the one lady I was watching, and my Stampin' Up! Demonstrator that I purchased from, I watched a couple of hers. Their new catalog's coming out, and I hope I get one. I mean, I left as a demonstrator, but I still use the products, and some of the stuff is looking cute. So I'm looking forward to getting a new catalog in the mail. Okay, now here's my plan. I thought if I take a card base, some of these have an upside, so I have to be careful, and I use some of the pretty wintry paper, and we just crisscross them on the front a little bit. How's that? Super quick, easy, and then I can add, if I'm going to put a snowflake on it, You know, I probably would stick the snowflake behind. There or here, probably, huh? Yep, because we're going to go that way. Make sure I stay on. And that way. Oh, I like that with the snowflake. All right, so now I need my silicone mat because I found, okay, you know what, I have a paper plate here from when I was doing something. I'll just use that. I've found that if I use a glue stick on the back of these snowflakes, it works great. You just want to make sure that when you're doing this little diagonal method that your panels are all the way on your card. You know, it's easy to think that you want it to tilt pretty far. I got to turn my light back on. But then your edges would be hanging over. So tilt just far enough to keep your edges on your card base. There. There we go. Oh. Come on, muscles, you can do it. I knew I could. Let me just put some glue stick on the back of these little things. Put that one here. Now you either could use some foam dimensionals behind your thank you or glue it flat. I'm personally going to do mine flat because some of these have misprints of my business cards on the back of them. And I didn't want to waste the paper. And look at that for a cute little winter thank you. Yay! This will be good. Do I need to add any little glitteries to this? I could. Why not, right? Like little icicles dancing outside. And they can be pretty much any shade of blue. So that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to keep making these. I thought that it would be nice to hang out and chat with you for a few minutes and make sure that while I'm doing these thank yous, like I said, I can thank all of you who have been supporting my channel. I appreciate it. Really, really, really. I hope that, yeah, this one does have an up. I hope that in the new year, I continue to share some new ideas and techniques maybe and inspire you to keep crafting. I think I only have a few of those snowflakes on this sheet, but I think I have another package. I'll have to reach down and grab those because I like them on there. That's pretty. Yeah, I had to text my daughter-in-law the other day. I was like, help, I need one more thing for my son and I don't know what to get. I need an idea. And she said, I actually have a couple things I did not get for him. The only problem is getting them here before Christmas now. I said, well, I'll give it a go because I didn't have anything left, any ideas left. You know, I've got him a few things, but so I hurried up and ordered it as soon as she sent me the link. And now I'm just praying for them to show up. I think the light blue one's going to be pretty on here too. Sorry, am I mumbling down here to myself? I'm so sorry. Yep. And then I think this afternoon I need to make some pizzelles, and I don't know. I think I'm gonna go for it and make some kolache. I don't think I did it last year, but everything's so expensive this year. I know if I go to buy them at the bakery, I'm gonna be disappointed at spending the money, and they aren't gonna have as much filling as I want them to. So I think I'm just going to have to bite the bullet and make the dough. The only thing I probably will buy at a bakery, I don't make my own clothespin cookies. Yeah. I guess I could give that a go too, but I'm only going to have so many hours in a day. So I might... Oops, over here. I might have to cave in and get those from the bakery. Look how quickly this comes together. See, there's one I had my misprints on. Look how quickly it comes together when you can have all of your greeting panels made up quickly. Pretty darn quick. Let's see, what other colors do I have here? Oh. Ooh, this one has some white. These little honeybee. Oh, white and clear. I'm going to go white. These are honeybee gem stickers. And honeybee always has different color of little gems. That's cute. Move those. I keep putting the paper plate back over them, and then I can't find my cut panels here, my scallop panels. Oh, this one has an upside too. Yep, I have a couple of friends that we tried to get together here for the holiday. And we did meet up one evening for a hot cocoa bar at one of the local wineries. They had all kinds of hot chocolates and fixins and stuff. But my one friend wasn't feeling well, couldn't make it. So we were going to try to meet up this week then, hoping that she would have been all better, but she's not feeling good. And now the one other gal, her grandson's birthday is the same day we were planning. So I think we're just gonna push that back until after the first of the year. And as well as our in-person workshops. I meant to look that up on my phone to tell you the date for sure. If you're local and you're interested, I think our next one will be January 24th. We kind of ran into the same thing in December there. Had one of the gals was sick. One's granddaughter was having their Christmas concert. Another one couldn't get time off work. So we decided just to hold off on that one too until after Christmas. Which, you know, that's okay because we start just getting so many things going on. Some of it is, you know, seasonal and you really aren't going to have the opportunity to do it again. But meeting up with friends, you know, I can try to catch up with that on another time, not during the holiday. And that's just one little thing off your plate. Take away the stress, right? Yep, like we went this past Friday. I went with my sister. Actually, it was part of my Christmas gifts to them. My sister and my oldest son went with me to see A Celtic Christmas with the Celtic Angels. They were really very good. And what was the name of their dancers? I can't remember. But, oh, look what I'm doing. Can't talk and chew gum today. But yes, they had the fellas there doing Irish dance. And they were really fun. It was a very good show. Had a nice time. Yep. Not just only the entertainment, but spending time with my sister and my son, which they realized they hadn't seen each other, I think, since my youngest son's wedding. And that's coming up on 4 years, I think. They hadn't seen each other in 4 years. Is that crazy? How does time go so quick? So, I'm glad they got to visit one another. This one has little sleds on it. That's cute. They look almost gold. Maybe oh, there are some amber colored ones. That would be pretty. Snowflake. Forgot what I'm doing. And we had the women's group make their Christmas cards. I think they all had a good time. And what else have I been up to? Like I said, baking. Made, you guys make all your own Christmas cookies? I make Buckeyes, of course, or peanut butter balls, because that's my husband's favorite, and he doesn't really care if I make anything else at all, as long as he has his peanut butter. So, had those made. Have little Swedish wafer cookies with buttercream filling in them. I have everything out and ready to go today to make fudge. And I finally found the meringue powder I wanted to make icing for sugar cookies, so we might start those today too. So I gotta get done with these little thank you notes, get my butt back in the kitchen. Oh, back here. Look at those cute little mittens. Aren't those adorable? This paper's so sweet. Oh, and I finished my last page for my Journal of Stitchery for my winter volume. for Roxy's Journal of Stitchery that is an online stitching group. And got my stuff prepared because at the first of the year we'll start a new project. So I'm trying to finish sewing my book together. I got my cover all stitched. I made little Christmas gifts for all the kiddos at church in our class. We don't have that big of a class, but it took a minute. And what else have I been doing? It's so hard to say. You know, I'm staying busy all the time, and then when you sit down and try to think of what you were doing, it's like, wait, I didn't really do anything. Oh, I thought I put that one on upside down, but it's good. It's good. It's all good. Oh. I don't usually use glue sticks on my cards at all. But these snowflakes have so many little cuts. Trying to get them glued with even the fine tip glue bottle was being a little bit close to impossible. I think I like those amber ones on here too. These are double-sided. Some of them are kind of hard to decide if I pick the right side to go face up. Pretty on both sides. Isn't that always it though? And these packs actually are a couple of those ones that I've kind of been hoarding maybe a little bit because I love the paper. But it's not any fun if they're just sitting on a shelf. I'll tell you what, with all of the Christmas cards that I did in the Mercer County Women's Association workshop that they had, I have been able to use up a lot of my paper. My Stampin' Up! Demonstrators are actually going to love hearing from me after the first of the year here because I need to restock some stuff. My baby shower invitations that I had made for my friend, I used alcohol ink and colored in all the little critters with alcohol ink. So I need to restock some of those pens because they are now dry. This one. Yeah, I used those little babies until they were wanting a vacation. I still have to do the oh my, did I not cut off card panels or card bases? I wanted to do 12 cards and I'm chatting and not paying attention. More snowflakes. More snow. We're getting snow today. Oh, anyways, for her, I still have to do the thank you notes and her little favor picks that she wants. but those weren't quite as time sensitive as getting the invitations in the mail. So, thankfully, that's okay. Get through Christmas and go back and make the other things. Yeah, it's only like in the 20s here. It is super cold. We are getting some snow. I mean, it's not being a blizzard, but it's one of those days where you think the snow quit, and then you look outside and it's snowing again, and it stops, then it's snowing again. But I guess we're at that time of year, right? We're not going to get a sunburn. No, not here. How many more do I need? Just 2? Okay. All right, I can do that. I think. Obviously can't count. Did you guys make your Christmas cards this year, or did you buy them, or do you not send Christmas cards? A lot of people don't. It's just kind of sad. I think we talked about that, huh? Sometimes it's really the only time of the year where you get to get caught up with some folks. Yeah. Oh well, card maker, what can I say? I like making cards, so yeah. I send Christmas cards. Oh, even look on the back of that cute little design back there. Yep, and I stocked up down at the shop at the Wandering Soul in Sharon, where I put my cards. She sells my cards down there for me, and journals. I have to come up with what I'm gonna start the new year with journal-wise. I don't know what I want to begin on. She asked for another Alice in Wonderland journal. And I guess I can do that. It's not going to be the same, obviously, as the first one. But, I do have some of the elements and stuff now, so it would be a little easier to create an Alice in Wonderland journal than it was the first time when I didn't have anything for it. Excuse me. So I told her I would work on it, and, if I have the stuff, I'll make another one of those, but I could do a winter journal, huh? I mean, there are people out there who do like the winter. I am not one of them. I'm not the wintry person. I know some people do. What else might I try to... I have some bunny fabric. I know I want to do a bunny journal for the spring. And one more here. If you hung out with me while I put these all together, thanks. Not too much exciting, but yeah. Just showing you how quickly we can get through a bunch of these little cards. Again, letting the paper do the work. Because the week before Christmas, who has time to start thinking about designing new card ideas, right? It's a sigh of relief for me when I dropped all mine in the mailbox. All my Christmas cards, let alone starting to think of a new one now. glue stick done. Yay, because they're sticky. Oops, wrong bin. Glue. I am trying to keep it together now that I've cleaned my room up a little bit. No, I don't want to trash it again right away. Give it a week or so. It won't take long. Oh, and then come the first of the year, I have 2 patterns. One I started when I haven't even printed off yet, from Ann Wood. She is a seamstress who does these really incredible animals. I have the crow is started. Oh, that one's got like gray. I'm going to put clear on that one. Yeah, so I started my crow, and then Christmas happened. And then she offered an owl pattern for sale. So I had to get the owl, and that one's not even printed yet. Autumn Afternoon, I'm going to say is you. And Beach Vibes. Yeah, I would say that's beachy. Wish it was beachy here. So what do you think? Quick and easy. Look at that. 12 cards. 40 minutes. 12 thank you notes. All because I had this set up in my Stamparatus and cut my panels out on my die cutting machine ahead of time. Then it was just a matter of gluing my paper to my card base and adding a couple little pretties. You could even do this if you have to have a gift and you don't really have anything ready. You could do this and make just like a little package of note cards for your friends or whoever. You know, didn't take long. Thanks for hanging out with me today for a little while. We'll be back after the holidays and hopefully have some new ideas, maybe some new, I know we'll have a couple new stamp sets to work with. And until then, everybody have a blessed Christmas and a wonderful New Year. I'll see you next year. Bye, everyone.